Hi, I'm Robbie Bobby, codependent para-alcoholic. The topic of this video is fear in the traits. The topic was inspired by a remark that Tony A, co-founder of ACA, made while introducing his new steps to the ACA fellowship back in 1991. He said that fear was the common thread through all of the traits, and he was in a position to know. He wrote them. This made me want to see it for myself, to verify it inside of myself. It's become yet another way for me to look at the traits, which helps me understand them and myself better. And although he said fear was common to all the traits, it's only specifically mentioned in 3 of them, traits 1, 3, and 12. We'll start with these. Trait 1. We became isolated and afraid of people and authority figures. This one is pretty clear. I can relate to the fear or anxiety that I sometimes feel due to actual or imagined authority figures, and how that can lead me to isolate, which includes isolating my true self by replacing it with my false self, i.e., the people pleaser. Trait 3. We are frightened by angry people and any personal criticism. Okay, this one is also pretty straightforward. And I see it as an extension of trait 1 because fear of angry people and personal criticism can also make me want to isolate. And then there's trait 12. We are dependent personalities who are terrified of abandonment. The fact that Tony used the word terrified tells me that fear of abandonment is our number one fear. We're not just afraid or frightened, we are terrified, at least on an unconscious level. And this extreme fear not only makes me hold on to relationships, it drives all of my other traits as well. Let's have a look at a few other traits where fear is not specifically mentioned. I'll start with trait 8. We became addicted to excitement. While fear in this trait may not seem obvious, the original draft was worded addicted to fear. You see, Tony A believed that as a child, he became addicted to the fear and excitement of what he described as the turbulent soap opera of his alcoholic household. He said that fear had become his identity, and the combination of fear and excitement made him feel alive and a part of it all, which allowed him to not feel abandoned. However, he believed that adult children would more easily identify with an addiction to excitement, and the change was made. Perhaps the trait would have been best worded as he originally experienced it. We became addicted to fear and excitement. Let's have a look at one more trait, trait 2. We became approval seekers and lost our identity in the process. Okay, so fear is not explicitly mentioned, but it must be hiding somewhere. And I don't think you have to look too far in order to find it. What would make me seek approval to the point that I would lose my identity? I think the answer lies in trait 12, fear of abandonment, including re-experiencing my childhood abandonment. Trait 2 could be reworded, terrified of abandonment, we became approval seekers and lost our identity in the process. Understanding the exact nature of the traits allows me to better understand what I admit to be powerless over in step 1. Perhaps what I'm really powerless over in trait 2 is the underlying fear of abandonment. If I can turn that over to my higher power, the approval seeking will take care of itself. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe. And if you really want to make my day, then leave a comment as well. Also, when you have time, go through all 14 traits and see if you can find that common thread of fear. I'm Robbie Bobby. Thank you for listening, and as always, keep coming back.
It works if you work it, so work it, you worth it.